Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. What'd you say?
Hey guys, my name is Jashan. Welcome to another episode of Storytime, where I tell you guys some of the stories and show you some of the behind the scenes footage of some of the videos we've done in the past. In today's episode, due to popular demand, we're going back to the time where Shammi, Jayden and I went camping with Marty and Michael. And yes, I'm sure you can guess, but this was definitely one of the most f***ed up camping trips I've ever been on in my life. So this all started at a time where every couple of weeks, Marty and Michael were coming down to the Gold Coast to just do collaborations. And we were filming together at least once every 2 weeks doing videos. And on this particular day, we all went out to brunch at about 11 o'clock to come up with ideas and figure out what we were going to be filming that day. And we wanted to try to do something a little bit different to what we had usually been doing. So we came up with the idea, what if we just go camping for the one night? No one had any spare clothes or anything like that. But hey, it was only just one night. So surely we don't need much for this trip. Everyone was happy to do it. So we quickly went into the shops, grabbed some snags, grabbed some bread and then a bunch of drinks and all that, got ready to go. Then we quickly ducked back to Shammi's to grab the cameras and quickly just pack anything into the car. Jayden knew of a good campsite that he liked. It was only about a 45-minute drive south or something like that. But for some reason, we decided to go out west to Mugra Dam. Is it Mugra Dam or Mugra Lake? Lake Mugra. It was about 2 hours west and there was a campsite right on the lake or the dam, whatever it is. As we started heading out there, we were about halfway when it absolutely started bucketing down with rain.
Ah, yep.
And immediately we start thinking, oh man, this is going to be a shit night. It'll probably end up being entertaining, but it was going to be a shit night for us. We were in 2 cars. Me and Shammi were in one, and then Jayden, Marty, and Michael were in the other. We weren't too far away from arriving at the campsite, but the boys called us saying they really needed to stop and piss. So we pulled over next to this paddock, and me and Sham quickly realized the other boys had been drinking the entire drive there so far, and we're already pretty blind.
No, I'm drunk as. Dude, you have polished a whole carton on the drive. Hey, I can't drink.
At this stage, we only had an hour or an hour and a half of daylight left. So we really wanted to get to the campsite before dark so we could set up. But where we'd pulled over was right next to this big paddock of cows. The boys thought rather than trying to get to the campsite before dark, it was probably a bit more fun to try play a game of slap the cow on the ass. So for the next half hour, everyone's taking it in turns trying to sprint up to these cows, trying to slap them on the ass.
Get him, Michael! Get him!
I think the big lesson we learned here was cows can run fucking fast.
That was hard work, man.
And so by the time we got to the campsite, it was already dark.
As you can see, we've rocked up at a beautiful time.
So it was already a rough start to what would turn into a very f***ed up night. But before we get into the rest of the night, I'd quickly like to thank the sponsor to this video, Squarespace. If you're looking to build a website for your business or for your personal portfolio, any reason you might want a website, then Squarespace is here to make your life simple. They've got a range of award-winning templates. No matter what industry you're in, you can have your website up and running within hours. All you literally have to do is swap out their content for yours, write up everything you need, and that's pretty much it. You don't have to worry about all that sort of coding and hard stuff when it comes to a website. They make it super easy to integrate all of your social media and email campaigns. No matter what you need your website to do, they've got a whole range of apps that pretty much make anything possible on there. The best part is they offer a free trial so you don't have to pay a cent while you set up your website, and the only time you pay something is once you're actually ready to publish your website. There is zero risk to it. But once you are ready to publish, simply use code Jashan at checkout and you're going to get 10% off there as well. Thank you, Squarespace, for being a long-time supporter of this channel. All right, let's get back into the night. Here we are at the campsite. It's now nighttime, but because everyone had already been drinking for a few hours, pretty much everyone there was already blind drunk, and no one had any interest in setting up a tent at all.
I'm never working ever.
And it was probably about an hour later that I realized this tent was not going to be getting set up, so I decided just to pull it out and try start setting up myself.
Hurry up.
Fuck off.
It was an 8-man tent, so it is at least a 2-person job, but everyone else saw the humor in it, thinking it was more funny just to watch me try to do it myself.
Is that bald guy from YouTube?
So the tent definitely didn't get set up properly. The top cover was hanging over it just enough, just in case it started pouring down with rain. It would protect us just a little bit.
Don't worry about covers or nothing other shit, it's finished.
Everyone was pretty hungry at this stage, so we decided to go up to the barbecue area and cook up all the snags that we had. But dinner was obviously never meant to be that night, because while we were cooking the barbecue, Marty and Michael thought it'd be funny if they went off, pissed into a bottle, and then they came back and poured the whole thing over the entire barbecue with the snags on it. I'm pretty sure they filmed it on their phone when they did it, but I don't have access to the footage, so unfortunately you can't see that. But that was it. All of our food was gone and we only had our drinks left. So at that point, we realized the night was probably going to get pretty messy. We all went back to our site and decided it was about time we tried to start this campfire. Mind you, we didn't have any firewood or anything like that. All we had was whatever receipts, paper, or cardboard box we could find in the cars. So the boys started climbing up this tree and ripping off branches to try start a fire with that.
Hey!
Which was obviously never going to work considering they were off a tree and it had been raining that day. But about 50 meters away from where our site was set up, we could see another two girls down there trying to start their own fire at their campsite. And so we thought, hey, may as well go try and see if we can sneak something from them. And so we went over there and offered them some help to start their fire.
You just need a hand lighting the fire.
Oh, that'd be great.
Now, I'm sure these girls probably started freaking out a little bit because Marty decided to stay back and pretend to be some psychopath or something. Marty could very well actually be a psychopath. I don't know. Maybe he is. Anyway, we told the girls not to worry about him. He's just really weird when he gets on the drink.
Just ignore them.
They've never seen a girl before.
But if that wasn't enough for them, once the fire had started just a little bit, Shammi decided to grab the piece of wood and start walking back to our campsite with it.
Did you seriously just steal the neighbour's fire?
Yeah, I think so.
So yes, Shammi actually stole their campfire. We ended up convincing them that they could come up to our site and have the fire there if they wanted to. So they came up for a little bit, but that didn't last long at all. The fire went out pretty quickly considering all the wet timber we had, and Marty was still sitting around just being a creepy psychopath.
That means welcome, neighbours.
Oh, thanks.
I've got no idea what goes through their head, but they even started smashing their own car in. They smashed their windows in, started pissing in the car, kicked a mirror off, and then started just kicking into the sides of the car. So those girls headed off, and it was about this time that my camera batteries were all dead, so there was no more on the vlog camera. So we basically just kept on drinking. Michael was the first one to pass out. Eventually, me and Sham just went into the tent and went to sleep as well. But JJ and Marty were on a pretty good level, so they weren't going to bed anytime soon. A couple of hours later, it would have been about 2 a.m. or something like that, and I wake up to JJ and Marty giggling in the tent. So I wake up to see what's going on, and here's Marty with a can of fake tan, just smearing it all over Michael while he's sleeping. And I don't know if you know anyone like this, but Michael, when he's passed out and asleep, he is one of those people you literally cannot wake up. Slap him, do whatever you want to him, and he will not wake up. He stumbles out of the tent the next morning looking an absolute wreck, not knowing what the hell had just gone on. And everyone was just looking around at what the hell had happened last night because the car was completely smashed in. There was shit everywhere.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix my car.
It ended up raining lightly through the night as well, so there was puddles through the tent, there was mud everywhere, there was fake tan all over everything. The place had just looked like a bomb had gone off. Everyone was pretty hungover and tired, so everyone just decided, hey, let's just go sleep for 2 hours and then get the fuck out of here. Marty decided he still wasn't tired and wasn't willing to go to sleep, so once everyone got into the tent and was laying down, Marty decides to run through the entire tent, collapsing the whole thing on them and sort of trapping them inside.
Oh, the thing is total.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the stories behind the most f***ed up camping trip I've ever been on with Marty and Michael. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, all I ask is that you leave a like and a comment below. And if you're not already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're well on the road to 100k subscribers at the moment. If you do have any recommendations for videos you'd like to see stories behind, then leave them in the comments below. And just like this video, I'll be getting around to the most popular ones to do them first. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Maybe 3 or 4 too many. Memories could be gone. Memories a bit blank. Hey, can't remember having dinner.
What happened to you, Michael?